Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome back to Follow a Sketch February. Now today is an extra special day because I am also playing along with Sarah Scraps with Shimelle's Sketches Reimagined. This is the sketch that we are using today. It is from March 2012. You can find that original sketch at shimelle.com, and it's also on my Follow a Sketch February Pinterest board. Now I'm going to be using these two photos from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club retreat, so let's see what I can do. Now the first thing I did was take these two photos and put them on a photo mat. And I'm using this kind of, I almost said red, pink scrap of paper that I have had from my For the Love of Homemade Kits. And most of the stuff I believe is going to go ahead and come from that kit. So I have my photos. I put the more serious photo on the top. I put our goofy one on the bottom. I just felt like that was, you know, a good idea. And as you can see, I totally was just touching my paper right there because that's what I do. I am a supply toucher. When I get together with my scrappy friends, I just want to touch their stuff, and they let me. So they don't think I'm a weirdo, and they let me touch their stuff. So we're scrappy friends. Now, I am trying to figure out how I want to make this sketch basically come alive. So when Sarah asked me if I wanted to participate in her Shimelle's Sketches Reimagined series, I was super excited. I was like, yes, I would love to do that. So I didn't go off and like find Shimelle's layout. I didn't. I just didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to come up with what I came up with and then like maybe go see what she did. And I still haven't gone and looked. I need to do that. Yeah. So the sketch has her website, shimelle.com, and the 23rd of March 2012 on it. So that is available there if anybody wants to check that out. Now, I am doing what I do a lot with a large chevron. And look at the backside of that. The backside of that is gorgeous as well. What I do with a large chevron is cut out a couple of the stripes and put it across the page. And that is something that I do on a regular basis. Oh, I just noticed my microphone was... It looked like it got tired and it fell down. Okay, so it is something I do on a pretty regular basis with large chevrons. I like the way it looks, so even though it's something I've done before, I will continue to do it because I like the way it looks. Now this sticker right there, I didn't put under the photo all the way because I thought I might bring that out again. I don't remember if I do or not though. So this is almost a literal interpretation of the sketch. I had this pocket card. I don't know where it came from. I could not tell you guys. I don't even have a wild guess for it. I know I picked it up at Tuesday morning in Arizona when I was there in January. But besides that, not a clue. But I do like the colors. Like it's working for me. So I have that envelope there. And my journaling is going to go in there. I do not journal on camera, so you won't see that. Now, I was thinking about using this My Tribe acrylic piece because our retreat was called the Love My Tribe Retreat. It doesn't make it on this page, but don't you worry, I have more photos, so I think that acrylic piece, or not acrylic, acetate piece will make it somewhere else. So these are some Joyful Day pink fresh frames, and I thought that I could really use some frames down here where we have these layered boxes, and I thought the frames would be great. I would be able to use a bunch of things from my kit, and the colors go great, so I was like, yes, this will work beautifully. Now, I'm not really referencing the sketch a whole lot after this point. I kind of know what the sketch looks like, and I'm just going for it. And a lot of the times that is how I will use a sketch. I look at it, I kind of get it in my mind, and I just go for it. There are some times where I don't do it that way, and I will like really follow the sketch like down to a T. But most of the time I don't. If I'm feeling like really uncreative, or I'm just not feeling the photos that I'm working with, or I'm not feeling the kit I'm working with, so basically I'm really not feeling it, that is when I will follow a sketch more closely. Now for these frames, I am going to go ahead and trim the edges off. I'm doing that not to create bulk on my page. So they will all be like the same level on the page, if that makes sense. So I'm not covering other parts up. And like I said, I'm just doing that to save bulk. I don't have a huge problem with mini layers and like lots of things on my page, but you know what? Frame after frame after frame could end up being a little bit much, and then I'd have to put foam on the back of all of them, and I just felt like it would be better to kind of nestle them in all together. And I do like the way this turns out. Like, I'm super happy with how this turns out. So I'm just filling the frames with random bits of patterned paper. That has all come from my homemade kits. And that's just because I don't want you to be able to see what's behind the frame through the frame. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I use just frames as frames where you can see through them. But in this situation, I didn't want that. And then I was thinking, oh, maybe I need a little bit of a doily. And the white one, just I wasn't feeling it. But this little pink guy I thought looked pretty good. What I was doing was I felt like there needed to be something else at the bottom of that vellum kind of viney, leafy envelope. I just felt like the frame and the sticker that were there weren't really enough to kind of like give it a resting place. It just kind of looked like it was coming out of this frame and there was nothing really going on. I just needed something there. Now I am using some foam, a big honking sheet of it, to pop up my photos. And that is because I was putting these frames underneath of the photos. So my photos up at the top were flat, and then they kind of went upwards like a ski slope. And I didn't need my photos looking like a ski slope at all. Didn't need that to happen whatsoever. So I've got that down, and then I'm still trying to mess with this frame over here. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Like, I just don't know. So I'm looking at it. I'm trying to decide where I want the frame to go, where it's going to sit. And I really am like, maybe it should go on this side instead. I was trying so hard to get it on that other side, but maybe this isn't the side it's supposed to be on. Maybe it's supposed to be over here. But as you know, if something isn't coming to me or working out right away, skip to another part of the page. And that's what I do with this guy right here. This is a little pre-made thing from Pink Fresh as well. And I just pop that down there. And I really like it. The color goes great. So I'm thinking this is working. I decide I need one more frame. So I do that. I pull out one more. And then now when I pulled out the frame, what had happened was the color part of it separated from the chipboard part. So I just grabbed my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I went ahead and added it back onto the frame. Now, the reason why I did that is because since my frames are all coming up as one level, I don't want this guy to be short underneath of it. My frames are all the same height. They're adding the same amount of depth to the page. So I just made sure to make sure that little guy that fell apart did his job and was the same kind of height. So I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, oh, what do I want to do with this? And the thing is don't want to have the bottom of this pink frame completely line up with the bottom of the yellow frame. I want them to be different. Now, I thought I was just going to be okay with using the pattern paper again that I'd used in the other frame. And I thought, well, since I'm doing it with this kind of large yellow flower, that'll be fine. It'll be different enough, and nobody's going to really notice that it's the same pattern paper. I do change my mind in a little bit because I'm just not feeling it. I'm just like, no, this is not working. I mess around with this frame for way longer than I probably should, or way longer than I need to. And then I'm just trying to figure out where it's going to go. I'm like, where is this going to go? Then I had to trim that a little bit because when I cut it, the chipboard kind of buckled on me and I was like, oh, come on. So I'm just figuring out where this frame needs to go. I'm happy with what it does. I'm just kind of trimming it to make it a little bit straighter so it lays just a little bit better. And then I'm like, okay, we need to back this with something. What are we going to back this with? So I'm just kind of checking it out. I'm like, ooh, maybe this pink. Ooh, that blue is a great color, but maybe not. So I decide that this little flower can't be there. And I do decide that I like the blue background for my pink frame. So I cut that out instead. And we're going to back that up. And just a side note, I am scrapbooking in my PJs. And I've got to tell you guys, if you can ever have a day where you just get to scrapbook and you don't have to worry about anything else, you don't have to worry about cooking for the family or cleaning anything or running any errands or laundry or doing any of the household stuff, you do it. Because, oh my word, getting up in the morning, taking a shower, putting on fresh jammies, and heading down to the scrapbook room, oh, that is like heaven. Heaven for me. So, what do you do? I almost said, do you wear clothes? I'm like, I don't want, you know what, people, if you scrapbook naked, more power to you, but I don't want to know about it. No, let's not ask that question. What do you, if you have a day to scrapbook and you just get to be in your space, whether it's a room, a table, at the, at your kitchen counter, wherever your space is to scrapbook, what is your ideal clothing situation? Are you like me where you want to wear comfy clothes, whether it be pajamas or sweats, or do you get fully dressed because that invigorates you? What's your thing? Drop me your answer in the comments below because I would seriously love to know that. And then I'm back on this and I thought, oh, I forgot this piece. I had pulled out that banner thing originally and I was like, I don't like it there anymore. I'm much more happy with the circle. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. Man, I haven't yawned in a voiceover in a while. To be fair, it is after work. Because I learned my lesson. Can't do voiceovers at work. The quality is just horrendous. Not that my voiceovers and such things are the most epitome of quality ever. But at work it's just bad. It's just bad. So now I'm just pulling some stickers from my homemade kit sticker sheets, and I'm just loving the colors and how everything's just looking good. So I have these two banner stickers and I have them as kind of bannery out. I don't know if that's really a term, bannery out, but that's what I normally do with banners, is make them go bannery out. So that's what I'm doing here. And that's what bannery out looks like, guys, in case you were wondering. So then I'm going to go ahead and layer this heart up. And it says Love Life. And I'm just layering it so that it's underneath of that little round decoration. And it kind of goes over the banner a little bit. Now I do take a little bit of the frame that I had cut off and pop it underneath of that heart. Because it's the perfect height, since the heart is layering on top of a frame. So that way the heart isn't all crooked like a ski slope either. Because, like ski slopes on my pages just bother me. So I would much rather like build and like put stuff underneath of it to make it flat than have a ski slope. So I'm taking these number stickers and I just put 2019 over the happy banner. And I'm like, okay, maybe something else needs to go here. I'm like, do I need some more blue? Maybe I need some more blue. So I pull out this blue arrow, and newsflash, or fun fact, it doesn't make it onto the page. And that arrow actually doesn't even stay on the sticker sheet because it is on the floor right now. And yes, it's a mess. The floor is a mess, people. I actually made piles on the floor while I was scrapbooking this layout in honor of my scrappy friend Sarah Scraps. So the pile was for her. So now I'm pulling out these gold letter thickers, and this says my, and I had already used like you could use this my as family, my friends, my love, my home, like you could put that my with any of these words, but I decided not to do that. I did pull out a couple of those little gold leaf thingies that were on the thickers and tuck them on the page as well, just so that I would have gold in more places than just this one big word of my. I have these kind of old Dear Lizzie letter stickers. So I spell out tribe, and then I'm like, well, now I need to finish the title because, the title could just be My Tribe, but I really want it to be Love My Tribe Retreat, since that was the name of our retreat. And I know on the sketch that there are 2 areas of title, and the second area of title here on the bottom doesn't really connect with the first area of title, like where I'm working at. It's like it ends up saying completely Love My Tribe Retreat, Big Bear, California. So basically, Big Bear, California isn't the title, even though it says more title on the sketch. Basically, it's the location. It's a big old location. And I'm okay with that. I'm using these dark wood letter stickers, and I love them. Like, I just adore them. I haven't even used them. Like, this is the first time I've used them, but honestly, I've purposely been hoarding them just because I knew that I was going to love them, and that's dumb. Like, use the stuff you love. So here I am using the stuff I love. Now I'm going to go back up, because, I can't work on one part of the page until it's completed. I've got to flit and flip around the page. So I'm using these darker ones that say retreat, and that's just going to fit underneath of tribe. And then I rearrange tribe a little bit because the spacing isn't perfect. And then now that I have the spacing perfect, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down, because we all know that thickers don't like to stick. They just don't. I actually have a really old set of thickers that have lost their sticky in the package, and basically they are just foam letters. So even the foam ones eventually give out. So I'm wondering if, I'm seriously contemplating if I should just be gluing down my foam ones too, because I'm like, is the sticky going to give out just like it does in the package? It's like, one day I'm going to open my albums and all the titles be down at the bottom of a page protector. Like, these are the questions that are running through my mind. And I'm serious. I'm like, oh, do I really need to start adding glue to every foam thicker as well as the chipboard ones? I already add it to the chipboard. I already add it to the epoxy, the epoxy shiny ones. Might as well add it to the foam too. Better safe than sorry. So there it is, Big Bear, California. And then I don't think I'm going to do a whole lot more with this layout. Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to decorate it some more. I'm looking at it and I like it and I'm thinking, you know what? I need more on this layout. I am using a Shimelle sketch and more is more, right? Especially when you're using a Shimelle sketch. And then I started to feel guilty that really the only Shimelle thing I'm using on a Shimelle sketch is this one little scrap of floral paper. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I do use this bright yellow flare badge, and I do it for two reasons. I have the yellow down here close to the bottom of the page, and I feel like I need to bring the yellow up a bit more, even though we have the yellow flowers in our photos. Just felt like I needed to bring it up a little bit more. So I place it on top of my little cluster that I put over there, and that is not on the sketch. That's just something I felt needed to be there, so I put it there. And then I really like this darker wood veneer heart, and I chose that in particular because of that dark big bear wood veneer words. I was like, I need to bring in this dark wood someplace else. So I have this, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to layer up this chipboard flower. But the flower has leaves poking out of both sides of it. This flower does not need leaves poking out of both sides of it. So I trimmed off the one, and now I have my heart kind of layering up with this floral. And this is where I bring in that blue paper sticker once again. And I just stick it on the heart. I'm going to add my flower on top of the heart as well. And then I'm going to use my Nuvo adhesive one more time on this layout to go ahead and get it down and stuck on the page. And that just covers up like that big expansive area of green and just adds a little bit of fun to it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I love that you're following along for Follow a Sketch February. Be sure to check out Sarah's channel down below for her Shimelle's Sketches Reimagined series. She does it on Wednesdays. Thanks a lot. Bye.